Ladies and gentlemen, a not so happy video. Been staring at my screen for about approximately, I think, 4 hours. You know, my usual time is 8 p.m. Make a video. Don't make a video later than that ever. Maybe it happened once or twice, but this is something so important I really want to talk about. I do not wish to postpone this anymore. This is really, really important. This is about you. This is about every single channel out there. This is about everyone. And in all honesty, you can laugh, you can say whatever you want. This has given me some sleepless nights though. I really have a problem with this. It goes very deep inside me. Don't want to sound too emotional, but this does raise some emotions for me. A lot of anger, disappointment, and hope at the same time that you will open your eyes for once. I need you to understand this. I hope that you will share this, that you will leave me some feedback down below. I am eager to hear about what you think about this. If you think that this was the right thing, truth must be said, and truth sometimes hurts, and it hurts me almost every day. So it's kind of a really different video for me. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this, but we have to do this. This has to be done. This has to be explained. Sit here with me, through me, and help me out here. Because I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing this for myself. And I might sound, like I said, just a bit different, but I really have issues with this. And it goes very deep. Because I do care. I do this for the viewer. And I hope that the uploader will change him or herself. We have to change altogether at once, immediately. This is big. This is really important. You cannot get into this. You cannot like my channel or any other channel out there without understanding this basic principle. What are these cities? What is going on YouTube? Suddenly all these cities are starting to pop out of nowhere. This is important. We have to check out what the hell is going on. Are these actually real cities, or are these no cities at all? But what is happening on YouTube? Don't forget that there's no leader. Never look on a channel and think that this guy is so awesome. Don't worship people on YouTube. Like plainly said, not saying literally like worship, but don't do that. Question, fight back, use your own mind, and let's wake up together. If we will not wake up together, this will not work. Nothing will work. Everything's crumbling right now, and we have to fix this all together. Cannot do this solo. I cannot do this alone, but the truth must be said. So let's go into this. This is a really dreaded video for me. I never wanted to do this, but it has to be done. I wanted to make like an entire collage, everything here, with screenshots taken from other channels, claiming that those are cities. The above one is the most ridiculous one, really. But then again, you will see this one from Pluto. And then again, in the end, I thought, you know what? Let's not do this. Whatever. Not going to name anyone here out. Let's do this properly. Let's do this in a decent manner. But there are so many channels. Almost everyone does this. And you might say, look, you have a video on your channel called IP This Massive City. That's a whole different thing. But we will talk about this very in depth. You have to understand this. But this is very basic at the same time. You must understand this. Here we are. And like I told you in the Pluto video, where is it, right here? That they arrived 3 years earlier, this and that. We went a bit in a technical path. We took that path, went in there. This one actually supports that one, like going in depth about it. Please do share that video if you have the opportunity. It is really important. So okay, let's get into this. Let's check it out. And this is like the Pluto image, and you will see on YouTube, but you will type in Pluto, massive city, this and that. Okay, look at the base image. And you don't have to be a genius to say, look, there's something going on. The entire image has been destroyed. It has been destroyed to a point where this image is zero value to anyone. And you could say, okay, NASA's hiding, this and that. They use Photoshop. We talked about that in the video. Please do check out that other Pluto video I have. And it's normal. Like I said in that video, it's okay to use Photoshop. There's a big problem going on here. And this is where NASA comes in, and everyone else, you name it. You will see, you can read this for yourself. The image was shot like this, and that, and then it was converted to a JPEG. So this means that no image is raw. Here we have the Mars website, and they say, let it load, come on. And it says raw images somewhere here, precisely that, raw images. These are not raw images. Let's go back, let's go to the ICR file format which they use. ICR is a wavelet based format, you name it, etc., used by NASA Mars rovers. So I cannot call this raw. Here's the question: why did NASA not give us a tool to view the ICR file format so it would be truly raw? Now they have to use the ICR file format, and you can read below, I will give you all the links in the description. Is when should one use ICR 3D, whatever differences and design commonalities. In a sense it does look like the JPEG file format, but it is not the same, and there's a huge difference in the end. So we never saw a raw image. Then when you go back to New Horizon, and then you go back and look at the pixelation right here available, this is perfectly understandable. Please do, if you want to, this image is very special when it comes out, conversion, whatever, and go check out that video, please. And it's a one-time opportunity. You have to check it out. So in the end, it is expected to see these kinds of degradation, compression marks, whatever. But what is happening right now is that people are taking these compression marks, throwing them out on YouTube as cities. So that I find really worrisome, because there's a couple of tests that you can do. One or two basic tests. I will show you what the hell is going on and what people are using to enhance an image, but they forget to take this into consideration. This is really important, because you are literally being misled by everyone. Literally almost everyone on YouTube. There's maybe like one or two, maybe max 3 channels that will tell you honestly what the hell is going on. Sometimes, and do not take this as an offense or an attack on you personally, talking to the uploaders right now. Sometimes I feel like there's almost like a kid, where you give him a new toy and he just starts playing around with it without like checking out how this toy works, you name it. It's kind of like how men work. Like when you were smaller, you kind of wanted to destroy your own toy to see how it functions. That is super exciting. But why there's this basic principle to forget to check it out? So okay, we got a couple of compression marks in, and there's almost no data left. Nothing. There is literally nothing left. Like I said, I made a point here. NASA can show this to us. They can give us better quality than a file size of 75 kilobytes. That is madness in itself. Yet we all accept it, whatever, it doesn't matter. And look at YouTube, we're talking petabytes. Altogether, you might not even ever have heard of a petabyte. It is quite insane. Here I go. All we do is add sharpening, this and that, and look, we will look at these compression marks. Lo and behold, look at it. We have depth to it. We have kind of, look, it almost seems like it transits from this corner to the next one. They see a shadow, whatever. It's not in there. It's not a city. How is it not a city? Let's go back to the basics. This is so important. When I started my channel, when I decided to start my channel, here we got an example from Earth, we will get into that. When I started my channel, it took me almost an entire year to get myself convinced in the first place, and I knew how important it was to share information. Because when, like I've been telling, if you've been following me on Google Plus, you name it, when I look at the view counter, I look at the latest video 2 days ago, 355 views. It's not just a view count. It's not just a number. Those are people. And there's literally really greedy people on YouTube that just want views. I don't know what the hell is going on. But I will tell you from my own experience, when you look at many of these channels, I know that some of these channels know exactly what they're doing. And I have warned them personally, and some of them I've taught them to get to the point, you know, to enhance images, and you know, I really like, with a goodwill, try to help a lot of people over email and on YouTube. Some of them started their own channels, you name it, you know, in the hope that I wouldn't be alone anymore, that we can spread the truth together. But in the end, everyone decided to go his own way, and I don't know, people just became arrogant at some point and decided to neglect whatever I've told them, that please do watch out, and this is exactly what is happening, it's really important, but whatever. Suddenly everything is a city. Suddenly everything is a village. This is a big, big problem. Let's see. Here we have two perfectly, you know, rectangles, just made them myself. High quality, of course, because I made them myself. It hasn't been compressed, nothing has been done to it. What will happen usually is people will use blur, whatever, go to filter and then noise, whatever, can't click it at the moment. Let me check. Go to noise, reduce noise, despeckle, whatever people will use, or blur. It's kind of more or less the same, but there is a huge difference in the end. Now look at this. I've added some sharpening here, then added some blur. You might notice immediately, what is this glowing thing doing around this little square? What is that? Where did it came from? Those are basic questions you have to ask yourself as an uploader, but as a viewer as well, to understand what is going on here. This is really, really important. Then you get to this. And you might see, look, there's like a dark ridge going on here. Where did it came from? What is going on? Now I could go into great detail about this, but what I always ask you on this channel, if you wish to do this for yourself, I'm not expecting you to be really good or understanding everything. You can make mistakes. I've made mistakes. Everyone will make a mistake. But we have to stop this continuous belief of this misleading info. This has to stop. This is really important. This is all I've done. The same is being applied on a space image when we have only 1 or 2 pixels to define an entire line and say, look, this is a building, guys. That it is really, really important to understand what is going on the pixel level. I made this example, and you can imagine these 2 blocks being 2 pixels sitting next to each other. Going back, this is what happens when you try to compensate for all that pixelation in that image. You try to smoothen it out, but we imagine having these 2 blocks next to each other. What will happen is that they will connect, and this is really important to understand. If those 2 pixels are next to each other and you use too much or too less blur, too few, then you will create literally an anomaly that does not exist. Now, for the next arrogant part, what I always see on YouTube, it is so important for you to listen to this. Do you see this? This is the original one. I've seen some Charon videos trying to check it out. And again, we will zoom in. But what we talked about in this Pluto video, and I said it very loudly, in fact, is that you should not be surprised that NASA does edit an image. It does happen. It is necessary to convert that original image into another one, and they have all their own processes, you name it. They are indeed literally, like I said in the video, VLT, Moon Observatory, they are literally pimping up the images. This image, when you look at it, it looks blurry. This blur has been added for a purpose of, for showing it off. When you zoom in, you'll find here areas that have no data in them at all. You can see this block here. Very, very zoom in here. I'll zoom in and zoom out just a bit here. And you can see that there's some pixelation going on there. Now, if you will continue this, what I usually, you can see that I'm starting to create buildings and cities out of nowhere. This is very, very hard to make a claim that something is a city or a building. This is where mainly the time goes into, is to reconfirm, look for another image, try and see if it is in there, and all those kinds of things add up. It is not the Photoshop process here that takes the longest, but it is about when you care about the viewer, when you do not want to be part of the lie, then that's really what really matters. So when that is happening, Don't just go, you know, like I said, don't be a kid with a new toy and start driving around. You really need car. Try and figure out what the car exactly is before you start spreading out information on the internet. Like I said, people are, you know, see that number, 100 views, and think, okay, that's not a lot. When I see 100 views, it means a lot to me, because those are 100 people you've possibly misled or maybe informed. And I hope that you, the viewer, now will be able to understand and be more cautious when you will check these things out. This image, what I want to talk about is, first thing I do before getting into an image at all, is I will go crazy with the sharpening. Crazy. There's channels out there I won't even name, like I said, I'll keep it neat. They will use like, don't know, 2000% sharpening. Done. And they will tell you, look, it's buildings, cities everywhere, V-shapes, UFOs, you name it. But you can't do that. You really can't do that. It's crazy. And you can't just sharpen it up with, I don't know, like 1000% and then go smoothing it out. Because you already sharpen up the compression marks. It is a real exact thing, and we will show you that in a moment. So why do I do this? Why do I do this? There's approximately 200% sharpening, 100% contrast, 150 because another process going on here. And why I always do this first to an image, to check out which areas are worth checking out and which one is not worth checking out. As you can see, like I said in the beginning, there's no data here. The 90-degree angles and everything you see in here are compression marks. The first thing that NASA did before releasing this image, they smoothened it out. They used blur, despeckle, depixelize, all those kinds of things that you can do to an image to make it look nicer. So they already, like I said, where is it? They kind of connected these pixels, the pixels in between of the compression marks. As we've seen before in this video, there you can create an illusion of depth, which is not actually in there. You can do that if you do this the wrong way, if you stop caring. You might, you know, I'm trying to inform everyone here at the same time. This is very tough for me to do. Like I said, emotionally, didn't even want to do this video. I've been postponing it for so long. But you know, that, like I said in the beginning of the video, the truth hurts sometimes. Let's go back to an image from Earth. I cannot understand how you can upload videos on the internet and not think of, you know what, let me try and perform some basic tests. Or when you go to channels, like it happened to me as well, why don't you try this on an Earth image? I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to reply. I've done that for almost an entire year before coming on this channel. The only mistake that I did make is, I thought that if I would throw just that bit of sharpening in it, that people would understand how this would work. And in the end, you know, you're dealing with a lot of people that just don't literally understand what is going on inside of an image. So decided to make it, you know, a bit nicer for YouTube. Let's check this out. This is an image from Earth. It looks very spacey to me. Like, not like in other terms, but like space itself. And let's see. What I did is to replicate what NASA is doing, like how they put out their images. You will zoom in. What does this remind you of? If you're really fanatic about space, this reminds you of Curiosity images. All these blocks here, all these marks, how does this form? What does Photoshop decide to take out first when compressing? So, okay, then you can perform another test here, made another layer here, took those compression marks, everything, tried smoothing it out like it's a space image. It's not that hard. You can see, we'll go back and forth. You can see these blocks here. These blocks are not in there in the main image. How this works is when something is being compressed. I have a bit of nose problems here, excuse me. But it will take out the least relevant areas first before going into, for example, these rocks here. Those rocks are of interest, you know. So when there's something more complex in an image going on, then it will try to leave it for last before destroying that area entirely. And that's why it sometimes works. It's kind of a tedious thing to do, to recover an image. As you can see, there's still no data here, but let's go back again to the original image. It's only sand. There's nothing much to see here. You can trust the way it is being compressed. But like I said in the beginning of the video, we're getting back to that point again. NASA is to blame right now for not letting us or developing a thing online where we can see the actual raw image. They have no way, they have the software already to view an ICR file format image, because hell, you gotta look at it, right? So else it's pretty much useless. But they just won't publicize any software or do something online, which is pretty crazy to me. It is pretty crazy. So as you can see, and went a bit of a step further, what I did, let me turn this off, and yeah, this is this group. Let me check this out quickly. So what I did is grab this image from Earth and try to make cities out of nothing. As you can see, this is definitely something I really oppose. As you can see, these squares that I've been pointing out here now have depth to them, like I've shown you in that very simple example. Please do not skip this video. See, like things just happen. Have an understanding of this. Take more time into this. And for the viewer, please look out. Don't believe everything you see. Question people. Try them. Challenge them. Try it for yourself, like I've always been encouraging you to do on this channel. At this point, I am worried. How many people will there be left? How many people have been hurt right now who truly believed what other channels have been showing you for so long? That, hey, look, it's magic. He can pull it out of nowhere, like entire cities. There's limits. The base image is the most important thing of all things. But most of the times you won't be shown it. There will be no comparison, whatever. I did a recent video, like what was it again? It's building foundation and more. There was a tempo going on there, so I switched on and off and told you why I have a problem with that. I would really love to see other channels take this approach as well. Thank you for listening. I hope that I haven't missed anything, and I hope that I can sleep well tonight. And because, like I said, this is for me emotionally best. I mean, pretty tough to do, but this is the truth. And you have to face it. I cannot understand how you decided to go on YouTube, make your own things, but neglected the fact that you have people here, that there's a possibility that there are consequences to what you upload. There are literally consequences. Those are 100 people you're talking about. When you see your view counter go up to 100, you see your view counter going to 1,000, there's a high probability that you have misled some people or didn't inform them properly. And this, you have to keep working on this. I'm constantly working on this, non-stop. I really, don't want to be not a channel that is misleading. And I hope you like this. And I hope that you will watch that Pluto video. I've never used the word proof or evidence on my channel. This is the first time. I want your opinion. And when I see that one of my videos, I'm not satisfied with it, I've put a lot of videos, like set them on private or deleted them. Possibly missed one here and there. That's fine. But consider that, because I've debunked some of these videos online. They are still out there. Guy doesn't listen, doesn't care, just wants to keep monetizing on this video. And the way where this is all going, it's quite pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. Thank you so much for listening. Do leave that comment, and I hope you get some positive feedback, because like I said, I'm not too happy right now. And see you in the next video, hopefully. Maybe you unsubscribed, maybe you subscribed just because of this video. We'll see how this will go.